What is up, everybody? Taco Bandit here. I got Chrissy with me, and we're heading back home from our Memorial Day vacation. I hope you all had a great Memorial Day, and I hope you got some time to spend with your families and everything like that. But I hope you all do realize that we do have the freedom and the opportunity to have Memorial Day and all the other holidays we have in this country because of the men and women that protect this country on a daily basis. So keep that in mind, and like I said, I hope you all had a great weekend and everything like that. And I guess we have to start the transition back to work now. Alright, so I have been getting a lot of questions in the comment section about the transmission, whether it's jumpy or not, or whether the manual transmission might be better for you or whatever. So these new 2016 third generation Tacomas do have the 6-speed automatic or manual, whichever you decide to elect for your truck. To me, what it feels like is the bottom 4 gears are fairly close together in space, and then the 5th and 6th gear are a little bit farther, a little bit taller, and more overdrive gears. So a lot of what you experience is, you know, it may jump between 5th and 6th a good bit. It doesn't normally go down to 4th unless you're really going up a steep hill or you really get on it or whatever. But kind of what I've found is if you're not on cruise control, mine doesn't seem to wander nearly as much. You know, you just kind of go down the road, and it seems to hold whatever gear you're in a lot more when you're not in cruise control. Now, when you are in cruise control, it seems like it tries to hold the exact speed that you select, like, perfectly. So if you set it on, say, 75, and you drop down to 74, it'll, you know, floor it until it gets back to 75. Or, you know, the opposite, if it goes up a little bit higher, it'll, you know, almost hit the brakes or engine brake down to get to 75. It is kind of strange that it is this precise, but you have to remember, you know, these auto manufacturers are doing everything they can to get the best fuel mileage that they can. So, you know, that's kind of why you have this gearbox, and that's kind of why it's as jumpy as it is, because it's always trying to get the best fuel mileage. You know, if you start coasting for a little bit, it'll go up into 6th gear to have the least resistance. If you don't feel comfortable with the automatic transmission, there's a couple things you can do. One, and the most obvious thing, is go with the manual transmission. You know, manual transmission trucks are kind of dying out, and personally, I think that's kind of sad. So if you could elect to have a manual and you feel comfortable driving a manual and you're not doing a whole lot of city driving, you know, go ahead and get a manual. That'll help us keep manuals around for the, you know, coming future. Also, with the automatics, you have this little button down here, kind of below your center screen, called ECT Power. And essentially what that does is it changes your shift points and makes them farther up the RPM band. So, you know, this is just an example, but say your truck shifts at 1500 RPMs. So then after hitting the button, it may take the shift point up to closer to 2000 RPMs. And why you would want to do this is, one, it kind of makes the truck feel a little bit more sporty. Again, obviously these aren't the most sporty vehicles, but it will keep the truck from jumping between gears quite as much. Another option you have is with the automatics to use sport mode, and what you do when using sport mode is you just, once your truck is in drive, you just bump the selector straight left and it puts it in sport mode. Every time you go to sport mode, it does put it in 4th gear, and then you can just pull it back or push it forward to get the whatever desired gear. This won't hold that gear all the way, and you know, it's not like it's going to hold that gear until you blow the engine up or anything like that. It'll still shift, and it won't let the engine stall or anything like that, but it does give you a little bit more control. Again, I really don't feel like the transmission is a huge issue. It is a smart transmission, meaning the more it learns your driving habits, assuming you're consistent, and you know, you kind of learn the truck, and it does make some changes, you know, the more it broke in it gets. But I mean, honestly, I've driven quite a few of these trucks, and I've talked to a few of my buddies that have gotten the exact same trucks, and we don't really feel like it's that big of an issue. You know, all trucks do drive a little bit different, and this is obviously going to be different than the truck that you're used to, but, you know, you will get used to this, and the truck will get used to you, And more than likely it's just different from what you're used to, and it'll be fine. That being said, the truck does get broken in, and it does feel different than the first day I got it, but it does feel relatively the same. It's, if you go out and test drive a truck and you don't like it, there's no revolutionary thing that's going to happen to make you just love the truck. So if you don't like the automatic transmission to begin with, don't buy it, and then that'll probably help you out a lot. One thing I will say about this transmission, it's geared really nicely. I really like the gap between the gears. Alright, so right now we're going down the interstate about 75 miles per hour, just flow of traffic and that sort of thing. And we're sitting in the 6th gear, the top gear here, and it's below 2,000 RPM, so probably right around 1,900 or so. If it does decide to shift to 5th, you're running it right around 21 to 2,200, and then if it goes up down to 4th, you end up around 3,000 or a little bit above. As far as transmission issues though, with Toyota and actual mechanical problems, I have been reading on the forums and stuff where sometimes the fluids aren't exactly right during shipping. So, have the dealer check your transmission fluid level, whether at your next oil change or, when you get the truck in, just to make sure it's right. If it is too low, it could result in some hard shifts or just kind of inconsistent shifts and that sort of thing. So you want to get that checked out, because that could be a reason why it's feeling a little strange. So as for other channel news, my Ridgeline video got a lot of views and a lot of hate. A lot of y'all did chime in and say I was kind of right on the money, and the Ridgeline is not entirely a truck, for better or for worse. And some people agree with me, and some people say it is a truck no matter what, and that sort of thing. I had a couple people tell me I didn't know what I was talking about, and that my videos sucked and that sort of thing. I do know what I'm talking about for the most part, and it's not like I just made this video with no prior knowledge. I did watch other YouTube videos and read a lot about Honda's statements regarding the new Ridgeline, and I tried to be as unbiased as possible and present just the facts and a couple small opinions of mine, but I wasn't trying to make anybody angry or anything like that. My video didn't necessarily suck. It played when you clicked on it. I don't know what they were claiming it was sucking on, which is strange. But I'm not gonna let any of that really bother me. I'm making these videos for true truck people, and a lot of y'all, like I said, do appreciate my videos, which I thank you for that and that sort of thing. And we'll kind of go from there. But again, happy Memorial Day to everybody. If you are a veteran or you are currently in the military, I salute you and I thank you very much. It's because of you all that we live in this great country and that we're protected here. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Where'd this come from? What the heck?